Good morning, students. Welcome back to our class that is e-business. Today we are going to start with our fifth unit. The first topic is mobile product and mobile banking. So, first thing we should have to know, we'll come back to our topic word that is mobile product. As you know that mobile phone is a device, how it is going to work, and in the last classes, we have discussed what are the benefits, usage, advantages, or disadvantages, or security, and what is the usefulness and how it is going to be progress, or what is the procedure to run. Everything we have learned about the mobile product. Now, what does it mean? A mobile device or a mobile product, both are similar. So what does it mean? It means that a device or a portable wireless computing device that is small enough to be used while held in the hand, a handheld, or a large selection of smartphones, PDAs, and others mobile devices. So these are the things where it is taken. If you see the pictures, you can able to understand that like small cell phone, mobile phones, smartphones, tablets, all these are the products of mobile product. Now we'll go into our next topic, that is the main topic I can say of today's class, that is mobile banking. As you know, the word mobile means mobile is nothing but it's a device, electronic device, where it is a wireless device which is going to fulfill all the work which is taking place by your laptop or your personal computer PC. Banking is nothing but it is the financial transaction taking place from the bank. That means what are the things are taking place, like depositing of the amount or withdrawing the amount from the bank, or transferring the amount, or taking the loans, or paying the amounts. All these things are taking place with the help of, that means all this work are taking place in the banks. So the mobile banking. So nowadays, what is happening? Every people want to save their time and efforts and money. So they don't want to go to the bank and they don't want to stand in a queue and to fulfill their requirements. Now the banks are also providing such kinds of transactions or such kinds of services, I can say, to fulfill the requirement of the customer. So in the starting days, there was people used to come to the bank for withdrawing the money. So the bank has taken out a tactic strategy, and they have make one machine by the name ATM. So with that ATM money, people can withdraw the money in their local area and within 24 hours whenever they are in need. But if they want to withdraw the money from the bank has certain time limits, that from 9:30 a.m. or 10 o'clock to 2 p.m. or 4 p.m. depends on the bank norms. So this ATM machines has helped the people in such a way that people can go to any ATM nearby their places and they can save the time. But they doesn't no need to go to that particular branch and to fulfill the requirements. But the mobile banking is also has been become so much in advance that even if the money is not there, sometimes what is happening, the people are going to the ATM but they are not finding the cash or the fund in that machine. So what is happening? It is a waste of time. So by sitting at home, they can operate their transactions with their mobile phones. That is nothing but the mobile banking. Mobile banking is the act of making financial transaction on a mobile device or a cell phone or tablet, etc. The advantages of main mobile banking include the ability to bank anywhere and at any time. That means whenever you want to transfer the amount, whenever you want to purchase, or whenever you want to pay the bills or payments, at any time you can take place that in a short span of time. This is the main basic of the main advantage of mobile banking. See, in olden days, if I take an example of 2 years back, what happened? People used to stand in a line to withdraw the check or to pay the amount to the check to collect it. But now, by sitting at home, or if I went to the shopping mall, if I don't have cash in my pocket, just I can pay with the help of my smart card or with the help of my mobile, like Google Pay or smart phone pay, etc. And the main disadvantage includes the security concerns. We are having the security concern and a limited range of capabilities when compared to banking in person or a computer. Coming with a computer or a person, it is very difficult. That means it's having one disadvantage, that is a security concern. Any people, if I am having the password, if I just inform the password, then they will withdraw from their from my accounts, or they can transfer it. So the security process is very concern, important concern, and it is the disadvantage, main disadvantage of mobile banking. Now, what are the mobile banking features? That means what are the main features are the banking are going to give to us. So first one is you can check the balance, you can transfer the funds, you can view the statements, you can pay the bills. See, for what are the things are lacking here, personalized banks offering will not be there, loan management, insurance management, personal financial management, loyalty program integrations. These are the things. Now, here, for the uninitiated, mobile banking is a means to monitor your bank account and make transactions from your cell phone. The main, what is the main work of mobile banking? It means that the main work of mobile banking is to monitor your bank account and make transactions from your cell phone. With the help of your mobile phone or cell phone, you can transfer the amount, or you can check the balance, and you can transfer the amount, or you can pay the bills, etc. Your bank, credit union, or fintech company will let you sign into an app so that you can deposit checks, stay current on your bank balance, get alerts, find nearby ATMs, and more from your phone. So, what apart from that, it is also helpful in checking your current bank balance. You will get some alerts. You'll get the nearby ATMs, or you can pay other more information from your phone, and you can check out. That means an app will be there. You have to download it, and you can operate your mobile banking from your mobile. Now, here, next one is what are the main features. Some more features are like here. It, you can schedule your transfers, you can pay the bills, you can receive the alerts, you can schedule your payments, you can transfer the funds, you can check your bank balance, or you can take out the mini statement, or you can check your statements mini, and you can access by sitting at home 24 by 7. You can check multiple accounts and number of accounts you are having, you can check at a time from your mobile only. So these are the things you may, for this the bank will provide you a separate ID and a password will be there. After that you will go into that. That means in your mobile only you can open your account and you can check what are the requirements you are in need for that particular time, you can fulfill that. Now, what are the types of mobile banking services? See, mobile banking services, it includes over mobile applications for smartphones like SBI Yono. If you are having an SBI account, you have to go for the internet mobile or internet banking by ICICI banks. So the mobile banking offers you over SMS. You also will get the SMS banking alerts will be there that you have withdrawn or so on, so check has been withdrawn or the payment has been clear for so and so party XYZ. Mobile banking over, it can be over for USSD. What do you mean by USSD? It means that unstructured supplementary service data. Yes. Now, if you see here, types of mobile banking. What is happening with the here in the first one? Via mobile applications, apps will be there like SBI Yono and iMobile. You have to download it and you can check balance inquiry. You can take place, payments can be takes place. If you want loans, you can take place. If you are having the cards, insurance policies, and investments, all these things you can take place in the mobile application. Whereas coming to the SMS offered by all the banks, balance inquiry will be there, payments and blocking of a card will be there, linking of mobile number with account number requirement will be there. And what is the use of USSD? Unstructured supplementary. Here the full form is there, unstructured supplementary service data. Yes. So it is available in 51 leading banks. No need for internet connection or smartphone. For this, no need of internet. Sometimes we don't have internet in our mobile. We don't have Wi-Fi also. Maybe we forget to pay the bills of internet and we don't have internet in our mobile connection. So this USSD app will help you without internet. Also, you can do the further SMS banking will take place. Some connections will be there. No need for internet connections or smartphone. Safer than SMS banking. So all these things will be there where you are going to fill up that. Now, some more applications or some more features of here is you can push notifications. What are the things will be there? You will get the notification. QR code will be there. A barcoding code will be there. Geolocation will be there. Secure storage will be there. E-signature will also be there. Nowadays, what is happening? People are going for the finger authentications for payments, face authentication in big transactions. If it is a border transactions from one party or from one king to the another king or from one country head to the another country head, what are the things are needed? They are going for the QR code will be there, finger authentication, face authentication, transaction signing will be there, and transaction sign again e-signature will be there, device identification should be there, secure channels will be there. All these things are very important in the bulk and huge amount of transactions. Now, if you see here, what are the key features of mobile banking? What are the main key features of mobile banking? So, as you people are aware of that, but once again, I want to remind it. Certain key features of mobile banking is like accounts management. You can manage your accounts from your bank to your cash book or to with your passbook. You can tally. I want to say that you can tally with your accounts with your cash book and passbook, and you can go for you can check your deposits and you can withdraw the management withdrawal, and you can manage all the things, how much to whom you have given the check and how much check has been withdrawn and how much check has been cancelled and how much checks are in pending. All these things you can manage. Now transactions management will also be there, how you are going to manage your transactions with the help of mobile banking. Not only that, the payment process will also be there, to whom you have to process. A reminder will be there to so and so party or to so and so supplier or manufacturers. You have to pay so and so amount on a particular time or date. You will get the reminders and you will able to pay it and you will get the transactions by sitting at home, or if you are on a field trip, or if you are in a holidays with your families. With your mobile banking you can fulfill the, or you can pay the amount, or you can collect the amount. Calculation and management of interest will be there. You will get to know how much rate of interest is there on so date or for so and so amount. So you can get the, you can easily do the calculations and you can manage your interest also. And next thing is you can design an introduction of a new banking products. What are the new banking products will be there? You can go for that. Like the insurance will be there if you want, or uh, debit card, credit card, if you want to go for the as a golden card, or saving account will be there, banking loans and deposits. Your locker system will be there, bank locker system. You can keep safely in the lockers of your property papers or some important documents or some important things in that. Jewelry also you can keep in your local. All these are the banking products. Now customer service and relationship management with the customer, they with the help of this mobile banking you will have a good relationship with the banking also. Anytime you can connect to the PR or personal relationship officer of a bank and you can take the help of him and you can fulfill your requirements. So these are the main features of mobile banking nowadays in current situation are common enough. Now here after this mobile banking services, what are the other services you'll get from a mobile banking? So as the people are aware of this thing, but I want to once again remind it, that is nothing but mini statements will be there and checking of accounts history will be there. And next one, it's alerts and account activity are passing of set thresholds, monitoring of term deposits, access of loan statements, access of card statements, mutual funds or equity statements, insurance policy management. All these things will be there to fulfill all the requirements. Now, if you see the picture here, how the mobile banking process takes place, how the service center takes place. See, this is your mobile. With the help of mobile, it is going to the mobile service center and you'll get the SMS, and SMS gateway will be there. With the help of internet, and SMS application will be there, and the bank database will be collected in that. So this is the process how it is taking place. Now the mobile applications need to be designed in such a way. Now what is happening? The mobile applications. So the what the banks are doing, the banking for mobile banking, the bankers or the banks are making the applications in they are designing the application in such a way that it will allows user to use the application with effective interaction. Effective interaction, yes, ability, and it should be ability to use an application with such small device effectively with good interaction in one of the critical success factors of such application. So what is happening here? So the app should be easy. That means the application should have to be created in such a way that every individual can able to access in a short span of time, and it should be easily understandable. There should not be any kind of confusion, or there should not be any kind of critical amount. So what is happening? The ability to use, that means the application should have to be designed in such a way it should not have to create a problem to the user while using, and he should not get confusion, so that he can save the time and he won't waste his time, money and efforts. Therefore, in order to know whether the application is usable and user can achieve his objective with minimal effort, the usability of such applications need to be measured with appropriate dimensions and criteria. Okay, so these are the things where the situation is taking place properly. That means the mobile's application should have to be designed in such a way it can be able to utilize in a proper way by each and every individual or organization. Now, the usability can be referred as the extent to which a product can be used by specified users to achieve specified goals with effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction in a specified context of use. So the usability should be in such a way that it should have to satisfy the customer, and effective and efficiency work should be there in the applications. For that, and it is an ISO, International Standard Organizations talk about. So this is the number in 1998 itself only they had given. Now, after that, if you see here how the payment should be there, I want to pay from the Google Pay. This is my mobile banking. Transaction is taking place. The mobile banking has connected. Google Pay is an app. I have connected my bank has. I have connected the app with my bank, and from a bank account it is going to pay to the another party. See here on the screen, this picture is showing how easy it is. So $28 has been passed, and the password will be there. After paying that, another person is receiving that. So very easy. So no one can steal the amount from my account, or the receiver also get the time and amount. By sitting at home or by standing in the mall, I can pay the without carrying the cash. So in the olden days, people used to have a fear of theft or snatching, or sometimes loss of money can take place. So nowadays it has become very easy for all kinds of those problems. So just I'm carrying my cell phone, it's easy, and I'm just opening my app and I'm paying the amount from a bank to that particular person from whom I have purchased the goods. So what is happening? Simple. I have to access. I can go for the barcoding. I can scan it. Our QR scanner will be there. I have to scan that thing, and I have to pay the amount. With the help of paying the amount, there will be secret password or the pin will be there that I should not have to disclose with anyone else. I have to keep with that, and the amount will be there. I can easily transfer the amount in the buyer's or the seller's account. So by seeing this picture from here, I am just typing it. A password will be there. The amount is automatically went into a very short span of seconds or time. So the universal banking. Next one is universal. So with the help of this mobile banking, it has become a universal banking nowadays. And what do you mean by first universal banking? Universal banking is a system in which banks provide a wide variety of comprehensive financial services, including those tailored to retail, commercial, and investment services from local level, domestic level, state level, national level, international level. Payments and purchasing will take place easily. It can be from customer to customer. It can be from buyer to buyer or from buyer to customer. B2C, business to business, I want to say. Business to business or from business to consumer. From manufacturer to customer or customer to manufacturer, from manufacturer to manufacturers, etc. Or from government to customer, sometimes manufacturer to the government, all these things. In our second unit, we all have learned about C2C, B2B, B2C, all these things. Now, see here, I'm having an app and this is a lock. How I'm locking my house door from outside with the help of a locker and a key. The key will be with me. Like that only, to keep my account safe in the bank online, the bank services are providing a kind of code. An application will ask you a password and type of and numbers. We should not have to disclose with anyone else. That is important. Now, interoperability. See, operation takes place. How the procedures of mobile banking operations taking place internally. So, interoperability is a consumer-friendly feature. The fact that a customer of an XYZ bank think that an XYZ bank is there can use his debit or credit card at any other bank's ATM to withdraw money is because the entire ATM network is interoperable. That means internally one bank is interrelated with another bank. In the olden startings, if I'm having SBI card, I can't withdraw the money from HDFC bank. I have to go to the SBI bank only. But now the banks are interoperability. That means cooperation has been taken place and ATM network has been interoperable with every bank. So if I'm holding a debit card of SBI bank, I can withdraw the money from HDFC or any other bank ATMs. So this is called the interoperability of a banking system. In India, card payments or ATM transaction and even insurance policies are interoperable with different banks. Now, if you see here, see I'm having a credit card here on the screen. The credit card is having some password. 4-number pin will be there. After generating that password only, the bank will or the ATM machine will issue your cash on demand. Yes. Now, the manufacturer of mobile phones have to design the mobile device in such a way that mobile phones can prevent unauthorized access by attackers, thus maintaining privacy and safety for money transactions. So, to come up with these problems, the mobile device manufacturers has keep one security number on every device. With the help of that, even if they lost their mobile, that can be traced easily and we can identify the particular piece or a mobile of a customer. So, to achieve customer trust, the manufacturer must concentrate on the security issues related to mobile banking. So, that trust is very important. First, privacy, security is important of the customer for the banks. Third one is trust. Trust is very, very important for the banks of their customers. So, what they have to do, the manufacturer must have to concentrate on the security issues related to mobile banking. Authentication. Authentication in mobile banking is one of the core issues. Now, if you see here, how the mobile banking securities are five components are there. First one is device, fingerprinting can be there, SIM solutions will be there, real-time alerts will be there, or multi-factor authentication will be there. Customer education should be all these things will be there that an individual should have to learn before going for the online banking or mobile banking. Now, last one is topic for us is cross-border payments. Cross-border is from one country to another country. Transaction between two countries, I can say. Cross-border payments are transactions where the payee and the transaction recipient are based in the separate countries. The transactions can be between individuals or companies or banking institutions who are looking to transfer funds across territories. Example, transaction between any two countries. Like see here on the screen, I am just sending the amount from Canada. This is the Greenland or Canada. From here, I am sending the amount the person who is staying in the Japan. From Canada to Japan, the amount is taking place, and the second is taking place in North America. So these are the transactions is taking place. How That means the border payments using blockchain. It's in block. They can block now news from all the direction. If it is clear, then the amount will be released to that so and so party. Now, how the payment system will take place? The payment system will take place from, for example, on the east side we are having one bank, west, north, south. We are having the bank. Again, every bank will have some end party will be there. So from this end party, it will go to the payment system from this bank to another bank, and they will receive the end party system. That means the customers will release. Now, these pictures will show you how the transaction border cross payments will take place from one country to another country. Assume that this is one country, country A, and this is country B. So this from this country, a person should have to pay the amount, and he is the person who is receiving the amount. And this is the messaging infrastructure how is taking place. So this XYZ person is having an account in his bank and is a payer's bank, and the payment system is taking place, and it will go into the correspondent banking file. So this every country will have their own correspondent bank related to the controlling the international transactions. So this correspondent bank A will transfer the amount into the correspondent bank B. Again from the correspondent bank B, it will go to the pays bank, and the pays bank will get the amount to this. So like this, that it is a chain and it is working from this country A to country B, the transaction is taking place. So every country they are having international or correspondent bank with each other tying up. So it will go from these banks to their other branches, country branches. Now, a cross-border transaction is basically any transfer of property or goods or services between individuals or business entities who reside in different jurisdictions. And apart from that, in every cross-border payment, banks and a group of varying domestic entities work together to transfer funds. So the merchant banks, that means correspondent bank, will then receive the remitted funds and they will settle into the merchant's account. So this is the process of cross-border banking. So I hope students understand the topic of our fifth unit, first part, that is the mobile banking. Thank you. Have a nice day. Please mention your roll numbers in the comment box.